Hi guys, so today I want to talk to you about Glofish. Right now I'm in the process of changing my tank, and as you have already seen, there is a beta fish and a goldfish in there. And the goldfish made all that mess in there that you can see, and I don't really like it being in that tank, but I'm upgrading the tank soon, so hopefully I won't have too much of an issue anymore. But anyway, so this video is about glowfish, and as you can see, they look pretty cool. Um, right there in the tank, everything is like neon and it's like, full of bright colors under a blue light. Um, so specifically, I have at the moment four glowfish danios, which are um, genetically altered zebra danios, and they are given the glow effect, and they're not harmed in any way. It's all totally safe. They're not toxic. Um, it's pretty cool what science can do these days with changing the color of fish. However, the company behind Glofish only has 3 fish so far in a variety of about 4 or 5 colors. So they're not really trying to, make every fish a glowfish. They're just doing select ones, and they have glowfish danios, glowfish tetras, and most recently they released their glowfish shark in what I believe is galactic pink. I'm not sure, but I really want a glowfish shark. But anyway, so yeah, glowfish are pretty cool, and this is my tank setup right here. It's already completely done and everything, and you don't use an ultraviolet light or a UV light, or that's pretty much the same thing. But you don't use one of those lights. You use a special blue light that is made for glowfish. I don't know if just like any blue light works, but I buy mine made for glowfish. Um, but in my tank there aren't just glowfish. I have 4 glowfish, as you can see, plus an oranda, which is that puffy looking goldfish, and a female beta fish, who I made a video about previously. Since I moved and everything was kind of crazy, I put the glowfish and the beta fish together in a tank because female beta fish can live in a community tank with other fish because they're not very aggressive. Or at least mine isn't. Some might be slightly more aggressive, but luckily mine is not, so I was able to do that for her. And yes, right now my tank is a little bit small, but it's only temporary because I am upgrading to a 20-gallon tank in the next couple weeks. So they will be fine in that tank. And the heater just came on because my house is pretty cold in the summer for some reason. So yeah, if you hear that in the background, that is that. Sorry. But anyway, back to glowfish. Um, their care is pretty simple. It's really easy, really straightforward. Um, they're really easy to care for fish. You just gotta keep in mind that they are tropical fish, so their temperature in their water has to be a little bit higher, preferably 72 to 75 degrees. You don't want to go any lower because then they won't live too long, and you don't want to go any higher because then it'll be too hot. The way I like to think of it is pretend you're taking a shower and you want it to be just right so that you have a good shower. You don't want it to be too hot because it'll burn your skin, but you don't want it to be too cold or you're just not going to be very satisfied. So that's how I kind of like to think of that. And on to food. So I give them the Glowfish tropical fish food, and it's supposed to enhance their color, and it actually does work. They do look a little bit brighter after feeding them that. And normally you would feed them 2 times a day, once in the morning and once at night. And you only give them a little pinch, whatever you can see that they can finish in a minute, because if you give them more, then it'll cloud up the water and you'll have to do more frequent water changes. And water should be changed twice a month. So every other time that you change the water, you should only do about 25% water change. So let's say that you're going to change it on the 15th and 30th. On the 15th, you would do a 25% water change. And on the 30th, you would move the fish out with about 25% of their water. And then you would change out the water in the tank, clean the rocks, clean the filter, or replace the filter, preferably, because the filter should be replaced once a month. And then you would just do that, and that's how you would clean their tank, preferably. And you always want to keep glowfish in groups of 4 minimum, preferably, because they are school fish, and in the wild they are in much larger groups. But 4 minimum in a tank or in captivity is good, because then they feel safer, and they're more active and more lively. And if you have them in groups less than 4, then they start getting kind of stressed out. They get kind of sad, and then they start dying off sooner and easier. Their lifespan is normally 2 to 3 years, but it's not uncommon for them to live up to 5 years with proper care and maintenance. And maintenance is really easy. I've already told you about the temperature of the feeding, the water changing. You just got to make sure that you have minimum of 4, and if you have 4, 5.5 gallon tank is perfect, but bigger is always better, obviously. And I have these 4 plus the Aranda and the Beta, and like I said, in a couple weeks I will be upgrading their tank to a 20 gallon, so don't worry about that. And then the decorations, as you can see here under the blue and the white light that I turned on, they still kind of like glow and pop, and like it all just looks really cool. And you know, they're really cool fish, and it's really cool to have. And I don't know, the colors just pop, and it looks bright, and I like it. Like, they're really cool fish to have, so why not, you know? Also, one more thing is that you want some kind of cleaner in your tank. Not like chemical cleaner or something like that. I mean like snails or shrimp, because they'll clean up the mess in the tank and keep the water a little bit clearer a little bit longer. And especially since I have that Aranda in there, they will help a lot. I have 3 narite snails in there. They're usually hiding, but you can see one on the skull right there. I've never had shrimp, but my brother has had them, and when he would put them in his tanks, they would start breeding, and then when they have babies, it's a ton of shrimp babies. So I don't know if I have the time to maintain shrimp babies and keep them going, so I just go with snails, because I've been lucky enough with snails that they haven't started breeding in my tanks. So with that, I conclude this video, and I hope you liked it. And if not, I hope you at least liked watching the fish. One last mini clip before I go. Please remember to comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Have a good day.